So knowing the teachings of God means knowing God means knowing the teachings of God. And once we know the teachings of God, we should act upon them. That is the purpose of life for which we have all been created. God has sent His messages for our guidance, to make us wiser. He has sent books of wisdom. He has revealed certain books to the manifestations of God. And these manifestations of God, they have given these books, revealed these books. This Bhagavad Gita has been revealed by God to Krishna. This teaches justice. न्यायार्थ अपने बंधु को भी दंड देना धर्म है. For the sake of justice, even you have to punish your brother, your family members, punish them, but to run the society properly, justice in society, justice in the workplace, justice in the family, and justice is everywhere. That is the very, very important quality for running the society. It is a social teaching as well as ethical teaching, both. This book is full of thousands and thousands of teachings revealed by one God for the whole of humanity.
For the debate round 1, the topic was social media is as much a conversation starter as a conversation breaker. Are we using technology as an excuse to avoid socializing outside our devices? Anchored by Mrs. Manju Nautiyal, Vice Chancellor, Doon University. Of all the 25 teams, 13 teams were for the motion, including 4 international teams. 12 teams spoke against the motion with 4 international perspectives.
It provides a variety of people that come and go into life. As one of my colleagues said, that it is a window into our life. And we are open for criticism from people around the world. Then how can you say that we are just covered in a marshmallow cocoon that says that we are always right and we are never wrong?
No, we are not covered in a marshmallow cocoon. But we choose to be covered in a marshmallow cocoon. In social media, we can block people who criticize us. We easily have the option to block them. We can choose to not converse with them. We can choose to leave a chat as soon as we think that it is not going in our favor. Thus, it may provide us criticism, but we do not choose to accept that criticism because we can easily escape from it.
A very good morning to each and everyone present here. I am Pratik Sinha and I am going to be speaking against the motion. So, what the topic basically means is that social media is not making us social, rather it is making us unsocial. Well, I am here to prove it wrong. No, social media is not making us antisocial, but it is doing quite the opposite. It is not only increasing human interaction in a virtual space, but also in real life. One of the main reasons that travel blogging is now flourishing and has become the livelihood of many people is because of social media. On social media, we see a person that is posting his or her life experiences, and we suddenly get an urge to go out and have some of our own similar experiences. Trends are a product of social media that are manifested in our actual lives. Trends may include group dancing, change of clothing, traveling, and many other things. Trends essentially are a social activity. Formal invites and appointments are also generated through social media platforms. To increase efficiency of companies, each and every company on the planet tries to advertise itself on social media, and then it results in development. Many social media platforms such as LinkedIn target a professional approach that allows people to set up their professional profiles, which then leads to many interviews and job offers, which are a social interaction. Many cafes and restaurants which give a unique experience are famous because of social media. Coming on to the technology part, technology doesn't decrease our human interaction, but rather it reduces the useless human interaction and increases the useful human interactions. Things such as waiting in restaurants, waiting for a cab, and standing in offices and government offices and places for payments, withdrawals, and in banks to transfer money has now been removed. It is it is almost every time we have a nice conversation with the Uber rider we choose to ride with. Many people use apps to find places such as gyms and parks for their physical training, which again is a social activity. Technology has even made it possible for motor impaired people to voice their opinions and to share it with other people. With this, I come to an end and I thank you all.
Thank you.
Good morning, thank you. Feeding ducks bread can be detrimental to their health. Bread has little nutritional value. It can lead to overcrowding, disease can spread, and most often, if fed from an early age, ducklings do not learn how to forage for food. And so, when the bread is taken away, the duck can die because it doesn't have the skills to find food on its own. Granted, we're not ducks, and the metaphorical relationship is tenuous at best, but a precedent is being set right now within the world of social media. The rise of internet-based innovations promised to connect us together, sharing our lives through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. But social media's effects are anything but social. They're a crutch on which we lean instead of learning how to interact and communicate with others effectively. Whether you are texting or scrolling through Facebook on your phone at a party, it is skirting real-life interaction for an easier alternative. And that is a breakdown in communication, a crutch on which we lean when things get tough. Our ability as emerging adults to communicate with the person next to us seems to be dwindling. Author and motivational speaker Simon Sinek discusses how we enter meetings and go straight to our phone because, God forbid, we have to talk to the person next to us. We have left a time of human interaction and moved to a time of Facebook. He highlights how dopamine is released and makes us feel good when we use social media. And when we use it, our brains secrete high levels of dopamine. And you can ask, what can be wrong with that? As Sinek points out, this causes an addiction to social media. The more we feed it, the stronger it gets, and the less we recognize it having an impact in our life. If you find yourself thinking of reading, having a longer dinner, listening to an orchestra, or any other form of entertainment as boring, that's a strong indicator that you have suffered from this rewiring of your dopamine receptors. Other forms of entertainment aren't boring. They are only boring relative to your level of stimulation. It is a subtle change, and most of us haven't noticed it happening, but it's been damaging to our minds in a few ways that you don't feel evident in our day-to-day. But when we step back and look at them, they are glaringly obvious. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? How these touch screens can make us lose touch. And if we don't realize that, then the duck metaphor, it rings true on a whole new level. Thank you.
Thank you, Costa. Costa believes social media apps make us lean on them more and learn less. So any questions for Costa? Somebody who didn't get a chance yet. You didn't get a chance yet. Okay, go ahead. That's okay.
So you said that touch screens make us lose touch in real life, right? Okay, but how does it make us lose touch when we use the touch screen to text others and to text our friends and family to let them know how we are?
Thank you. So the thing is, texting and using social media is not really socializing. It is a pseudo improvement. It's pseudo socializing. It's trying to recreate an ancient human process, and it's failing to do it. Because while it claims to connect us, it doesn't have the same depth and context and intimacy that face-to-face interactions have. Thank you.
Well answered. One more question. Yes, please go ahead.
Don't you think when you use metaphors to compare two things, you have to take into consideration the characteristics of these two things? For example, the human brain doesn't function the way a dog's brain functions, so how come you compare them?
Sorry? I didn't compare the brain of dogs and humans. I didn't understand your question, sorry.
Yes, you did when you said when you take away the bread, the dogs or the whatever creature dies.
Ducks, sorry. Yeah, that was a metaphor, and it was just to explain what can happen if this goes on.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm trying to
no
oppose.
cross-questioning, no cross-questioning.
I'm not comparing the brains of ducks and humans. I'm just saying that this is something that we can like, it's an analogy, and it can happen to us.
Greetings, Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of the jury, and the 10 countries represented today in this honorable competition that have all become a part of social media's fascinating global village. I, Yara Al-Zabi, will stand my position against the motion of this House, for I believe that we are not using technology as an excuse to avoid socializing outside our devices. In simple terms, socializing outside our devices refers to the face-to-face communication channels among individuals. The empirical link between poor social skills and mobile technology use is well documented. However, theoretical explanations for this correlation are less developed, according to a research published by the University of Florence in 2012. This correlation does not mean causation. When taking one of the most sociable countries, New Zealand, and one of the least, Armenia, according to the Legatum Prosperity Index, we find that despite the gap in sociability, 74% of New Zealanders have social media accounts, according to a report published by Statista, and 70% of Armenians, according to the Caucasus Research Center in Armenia, which gives ground for doubt, I repeat, ground for doubt, that social media has decreased direct communication. In fact, poor social skills have been predominantly linked to pre-existing interpersonal difficulties, not to the use of mobile technology, according to the report by the University of Florence, who seem to us as those who we feel are especially prone to develop a preference for online social interaction, do so in order to facilitate face-to-face communications. In fact, according to a report published by Pew Research Center, 60% of online users internationally have dated someone they met online. Although we propose to place the locus of addiction, although it is agreed with contemporary critiques that the hyper-connectedness of mobile technology can modulate negative effect, we propose to place the locus on an evolutionary older mechanism, the human need to monitor and be monitored by others. In the end, my message to you is to stop romanticizing the past, believing life was better without all of this ubiquitous technology. Consumer technology is life-changing. It enables us to connect in amazing ways as humans. It is not replacing real human interaction, instead it is augmenting it. Embrace it. And thank you.
Thank you. Let's embrace Yara's the human need to be monitored. And who wants to ask a question? Somebody who didn't get a chance? Now, some of you have not asked a single question. This would be a good time. Anyone? Any new one? Okay. Go ahead. Yes. And after that?
You said that in a study, 74% of New Zealanders have a social media account. So 74% of the citizens of a country are using devices to socialize. So are you not contradicting your own stance when an overwhelming majority of a country is using devices to socialize?
I really hope you listened to what I said. I'm saying that although 74% of New Zealanders have social media accounts, the majority, they are still considered to be the most sociable country on Earth, according to the Legatum Prosperity Index. I'm not saying this out of my mind. Thank you.
Yes, please.
So how I understood it, you said that the use of social media, like for example in New Zealand, doesn't make us socialize less in real life. So my question is that if, I think no one can deny that we use social media and technology more and more, and if that's happening, doesn't all that time is less time to socialize in the real world? I mean, doesn't all that time go away, time that we could use for face-to-face interactions?
Will you please care to elaborate on your point?
Sorry, I'm trying to make the point that the more time we spend on social media or technology is time, like hours a week, that we could spend having real conversations, socializing.
Okay, thank you for your question. I said that they do spend time. They do spend time on social media, but in the same time, they're still considered to be the most sociable country. The most sociable countries out of 192, I'm not sure the number of countries in the world. They are still considered that, even though they use social media. So they're weighing out the pros and cons of social media. Thank you.
Thank you, Yara.
Good morning and namaste.
spoken.
I'm happy to be here talking to you in person. Face-to-face social interactions are part of human nature. From storytelling around a fireplace in the Stone Age to hanging out with friends over tea today. Technology has always helped us to communicate, from ancient drums to modern mobile phones. At least in a technical sense, it has never been easier to interact and socialize with others due to social media. But at the same time, don't we also use modern technology to avoid socializing outside our devices? I'm convinced that this motion is true, and there's plenty of evidence that we do it and also why we do it. Not surprisingly, the trend goes to more screen time and less real time. The more you text, the less you talk. The more you post, the less you meet. The more you share or like online, the less you interact offline. This fact was also found in a recent empirical scientific study conducted in the US. Now, importantly, is socializing online even used as an excuse to avoid face-to-face interaction? It may be consciously or even unconsciously, but yes, that is clearly the case. Have you ever experienced being in a train when you took out your phone, staring at its screen, pretending to be super busy just because you didn't feel like talking to others? So yes, we see it is sometimes more convenient to stay locked to the screen than to start a conversation. Have you ever heard about a famous couple whose relationship was ended via text message? So here, technology was obviously used to avoid a difficult face-to-face conversation. Have you ever found yourself spending time online instead of reaching out to a friend to actually do something together? So again, indeed social media can be a good excuse for not making an effort to meet in person. So why? Why would we rather tweet than talk, rather text than speak, and rather post than meet? At times, we are lazy and do what needs less effort. Also, we may shy away from a potentially awkward conversation. Or we play a role, hiding behind an idealized online profile. We prefer to stay within this online comfort zone, creating a vicious circle that further prevents us from socializing outside our devices. So therefore, next time being online, we should all remind ourselves a like is not a hug. Because sometimes we avoid socializing by hiding behind our screens, when instead we could be having conversations face to face. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene. Life is not a hug, and the more we text, the less we talk. So any questions for Marlene? Yes, please. Go ahead.
You referred to a study at the beginning of your speech. I'd like to know who was the study conducted by.
So the study that I was talking about was conducted by Brian Primack and his colleagues. He's a medicine and human development professor at a university in Pittsburgh in the USA.
Any other questions? Yes, please. Go ahead. We'll make sure everybody gets a chance.
In today's world, most of us live far away from our families and our close ones, our friends. You cannot actually always travel and reach out to them. Social media gives you a platform where you can interact with them without actually going there. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, I agree with you on that point. Of course, social media and technology help to interact on a global scale, but I have to say that that is not the whole story. I think there's also a huge downside of social media, because maybe while we are connecting to everyone far away from us, we forget to connect to the ones that are right next to us. And that might not be always the case, but I'm sure it is sometimes.
Yes, please, we'll allow one more question.
You say that when you're on the train and feeling lonely, you choose to communicate using social media. Thus, don't you think that this lonely feeling of yours, this personal factor, is what is pushing people to use social media, and it's not the fault of social media that people are abusing it?
Yes, I see your point there. I think it's not really possible to say which was there first, the loneliness or the social media. I think it's a never-ending circle, but social media definitely promotes isolating from others, because you always have your phone with you and you can always use it as an escape of reality.
Thank you, Marlene.
In the quiz Acta Mathematica, in 2 elimination rounds, selected teams with 7 international teams were invited on stage by the quiz master, Mr. Tarush Jain, founder-director, Brainwiz Company from New Delhi. 5 teams emerged the winners.
And the fate of the quiz has been decided. The team that qualifies for the finals is team 1L. The answer that I was looking for was C, -2 by 5. Fairly simple question, very easy, just the number line. Good performance nonetheless. One good answer that you gave finally in the quiz. I'll let you pick a chocolate because your team cheered you so well. Great effort, guys, great effort. All right, so can we have all the teams that have qualified, please stand up. The qualified teams for the finals, please stand up. Guys, please give them a huge round of applause. Great job, guys. Good job. It's +10 for the correct answer, -10 for the wrong answer. All the answers are on the buzzer. All the best for last 10 questions. The questions will not pass. One attempt, you answer it, you get +10. You give me an incorrect answer or a no answer, it's a -10. All the best. Last 10 questions. Yes, we talked about this. However, yes, team 4E.
Nash equilibrium.
No. Nash equilibrium is a state of equilibrium in a game. I want what famous game is
Nash
shown
game.
here.
Nash game.
Sorry?
Nash game.
It's not the Nash game. -10 for team 4E. The answer that I was looking for was the prisoner's dilemma. The prisoner's dilemma. A very important theory in game theory. The prisoner's dilemma. Good attempt. I knew it would come from that question. However, -10. Next question for all the teams. What is the area of this parallelogram? What is the area of this parallelogram? Very quickly. Yes, team 4E.
128 square root of 3.
128
square root of 3.
128 square root of 3. That is not the answer that I'm looking for. You went a little here and there. The correct answer that I was looking for was, has anyone solved it? 56 square root of 3. 56 square root of 3. -10 for team 4E. Other teams on the buzzer. Next question. We're talking about natural log. You have to give me the value of this expression ln z plus ln xy plus ln x to the power of 6 in terms of a, b, and c. I want you to give me the answer in terms of a, b, and c. Yes, team 2E. C C by 2. Wait, first decide who's going to tell me the answer. Switch your buzzer off. Now stand up and give me an answer. On your mic.
C by 2
Yeah,
plus AB by 4
yeah,
plus 6A.
okay. Incorrect. Minus 10 for team 2E. Yes, other teams. It's okay, it's not passing anyway, but you can take a shot at it. Yes, team 1N.
7A plus B by 4 plus C by 2.
7A plus B by 4 plus C by 2. That's the answer that I was looking for. Good attempt, team 2E. You were a little too hasty with your calculations. That happens with all of us. Next question, minus 10 for team 2E. Next question, simple mathematics, a lot of brains involved. 1 pm is equal to 10 to the power minus 12 meters, 1 nm is equal to 10 to the power minus 9 meters, 1 fm is equal to 10 to the power minus 15 meters. You have to tell me how many fms equal the sum of 2 pms and 1 nm. Yes. Team 2E on the buzzer again. Yes. Put the buzzer down, take your mic up, quickly give me an answer. 100.
2000.
2000. It's 100, 2000. Incorrect. Minus 10 for team 2E, team 1N. 1200 incorrect. Yes, team 1G. It's not passing. It's over. Yes, anyone else who wants to take a shot at this?
One-
1002. No.
100 1000.
1001000. I think that could be the correct answer. The answer that I have with me is 2 into 10 raised to the power 3 plus 6, 10 into 10 raised to the power 6. You said 100200. You said 2. You said 100200. Are you sure? Are you sure? All right. We'll give the marks for team 2E for this question. Plus 10. I'm sorry for my mistake if I could not hear it properly. I heard 1000200. It's 100200. Good attempt. Good attempt. Next question, open for everyone, on your buzzers. By selling 84,000 units, Samsung owns 28% of the market. Assuming that other players continue producing at the same level, by what percentage should Samsung increase their production to make their market share rise to 35%? Yes, team 2A.
20%.
20%. I'm afraid that's not the right answer. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes? 25%. That is what I was looking for. 20% is not the correct answer. Minus 10 for team 2A. Next question for all the teams. Read this question very carefully. It is a very simple question based on a not so simple concept. Very carefully. What is the probability that Bank A fails if Bank B has already filed for bankruptcy? Yes, team 2J. 5 by 6. It's a very good answer by team 2J. Very good answer. Plus 10. 5 by 6 is what I was looking for. Next question. On your screens. Very easy if you know the concept. Very easy. I want you to tell me both the blanks. Yes, team 2A. 1.5 and 2. ln and e, they cancel each other out. We'll have 12x square. 8 into 1.5 is 12. The correct answer is 1.5 and 2 plus 10 for team 2A. Wonderful answer. Next question, open for everyone. You have to give me the sum of the series that begins with 23 and ends at 270. Sorry, the sum is given. I want you to tell me the number of terms in this series. The total number of terms in this series. Yes, team 2A.
It's 7.
7 terms.
No, sir, 14 terms actually.
Give me a
14.
final answer. Give me
14.
a final answer.
14.
14. Or 4.
14.
Or 7.
14, 14.
14. But that will only get you a 10 because that's the correct answer. Plus 10 for team 2A. It looks like you have gone through your progressions well. All the arithmetic progression questions, you are just walking through them. Great answer. Last 2 questions, guys. Last 2 questions. After this, we will eliminate 3 more teams and we'll have the 5 winners with us. Question number 45 for everyone on your screens, on the buzzer. You have to give me the mode of a random variable x. Yes. Yes, yes. 17.5. Incorrect. Minus 10 for team 4E. Anyone who wants to take a shot at this? It's a very simple concept which says mean is equal to mode is equal to... No? No one knows it? The answer that I was looking for was 10 because that's how it goes, that mean is equal to mode is equal to median in a normal distribution. However, minus 10 for team 4E. Last question coming up for this quiz. All the best to everyone. You have performed exceedingly well in this quiz. Last question on your screens. I want you to tell me that at what point in its journey, at what points, I want 2 points here. I do not want one answer, I want 2 answers. At what points in its journey, yes. Put the buzzer down.
0 and 8.
0 seconds and 8 seconds. Wonderful answer. That's how you end a quiz on a high. Great answer. Great answer. Plus 10. I'm going to quickly go and check the scores. I think we should have our winners by now.
Here are some moments captured from the written round of mental ability test. Written round quiz acta mathematica. In the Aqua Challenge race, all the 51 teams participated with 19 international teams. The objective of International Science Olympiad 23rd Quanta 2018, the international competition of science, mathematics, electronics and mental ability, is to promote the ability of the participants to analyze situations from different perspectives, solve problems through multiple methods, strengthen mental and thinking abilities, together with the use of science for positive and constructive purposes.
On your screens, for everyone, what is this? Yes, team 2N.
It's a panda.
It's a panda. Wonderful. Who likes pandas? Who likes pandas? Everyone likes pandas. Everyone likes pandas. Good answer, team 2N. Plus 10. Next question on your screens. What is this? Yeah. Yes, team 2N.
It's a seal.
It's a?
Seal.
It's not a seal. Minus 10 for team 2N. Who can tell me what is this? Wait, one by one. Raise your hand. Raise your hands. Yes? You want another negative? Yes. What animal is this? Yes, you. It's not an otter. Yes, in the cap. Sorry? Lemur. It's not a lemur. It's a little difficult to guess. I'll give you that. Yes, in the black. Yeah. An owl. It's not an owl. Yes? Tell me the answer.
It's an I, most probably.
It's not. Yes. It's not a sloth bear. Okay, I'll tell you. No one gets the chocolate. I get one. It is a little animal from the primate family It is called as a tertiaire. Can we go back? Sir, can we go back one question? Everyone, what is different? Yes, team 4J. Team 1M, yeah. Team 4J, yes.
Answer E.
Answer?
E.
E or A?
E.
E. E for elephant.
Yes.
I'll give you an N. N for negative. Wrong answer. Anyone else? What is different? What is different? You have already received a chocolate for the day. Team 2Q. The questions are not passing. The questions are not passing. Audience. Team 2C. 2C.
The answer is. Wait a second.
Quickly.
I'll
give you 5, 4, 3, 2.
The answer
1.
is D.
Anyways, your time had elapsed and you gave a wrong answer. That will get you a negative. -10 for team 2C. For everyone, on the buzzer. Question number 2. Audience. Please. Yes, team 4Q.
Letter A.
Letter A gives him a +10. Good answer, team 4Q. Letter A.
In debate 2 on the topic Mind Your Coding Language, is information technology the backbone of a nation's international power and influence? Anchored by Mrs. Manju Nautiyal, Vice Chancellor, Doon University. 12 teams were for the motion with 5 international teams, 11 teams against the motion with 5 international perspectives.
I will talk about how information technology does not form the backbone of a nation's international power. And in the latter half of my argument, I shall talk about how it does not form the support system of a nation's international influence. Coming to my first constructive. Ladies and gentlemen, a nation's international power is formed by its defense sector, by its agrarian growth, by its economical growth and such other aspects. Now today I'm here and I'm not saying that information technology does not help these aspects. Yes, it does help them to a certain extent, but even after its help, we cannot come up here and say that it forms their backbone or that it forms the backbone of a nation's international power, because that would just be wrong. Now coming to my second constructive, ladies and gentlemen, a nation's international power and a nation's international influence is constituted by its diplomacy, and diplomacy not just by its prime minister or president, but diplomacy at all levels. And if a country is diplomatically strong, then yes, it will be globally influential. And not just diplomacy, but other aspects as well, such as natural resources and again, defense. And yes, over here too, information technology helps, but not so much that we can call it its backbone.
Firstly, let's define the concept of information technology. At its core, it's the utilization of computers and telecommunications in an effort to store, retrieve, and send information. Put simply, it's the application of computers in our everyday lives. Now, why isn't using information technology the most inherent part of a nation's ability to globalize successfully? We see many smaller countries pop up in the world map more prominently due to the exposure they've achieved through information technology. It is, however, worth considering if this exposure provides enough benefit to outweigh the consequences it may set on the country. Rapid computerization can cause negative impact on a country's economic and social issues. A good example of this is, as information technology provides intelligent machines to the workforce, people might be forced to work with lifeless machines or even have their jobs completely replaced by computers. Also, the ability to Google an answer to any question at an instant can decrease the amount of knowledge people wish to accumulate through education. When